Master these 3 things to look and be in the best shape of your life. So everybody who ever has tried to work out and get in great shape, and especially to look amazing, has run into this. It usually happens a lot to beginners. What ends up happening is you start working out and you work out for about 4 weeks, 6 weeks, you're pretty disciplined, you work out 3 to 4 times a week, you're eating a little better, but at the end of it, your results just are not where you think they should be. You know, you may have lost 5 pounds, you may have lost even 10 pounds, but if you got someone that you've got so much more fat to lose and so much more muscle to gain, it still feels like you have such a long way to go. I understand that can be discouraging, but you're also looking at yourself going, I'm doing the work, why am I not seeing the results? Well, let me explain to you why, and really explain why that is, and really the 3 things that you need to focus in to make sure that really at the end of it, you get that transformation you want. So, the 3 things right off the bat you want to focus on to really look and be in the best shape of your life is, number 1, you're going to have to get stronger. I'll elaborate on that in a little bit. 2, you need to become faster. I'm not talking about like running a 40 or sprinting of that nature. I'm talking about becoming faster in some way, shape, or form. And number 3, you need to be able to go longer, such as endurance. Get good at those 3 things or get better at those 3 things, you're going to notice your body's going to transform. Here's what happens with a lot of beginners that are just starting their journey. What ends up happening is you've just started learning to work out, you picked up a 10-pound dumbbell, started working out, see a little bit of results, but you notice it kind of stops after that. You start maybe doing some walking, you see a little bit of results, and it kind of stops after that. You maybe get on a rower, which we have a bunch over here, and you get a little better at rowing, but it stops after that. And you're wondering, why the hell does it keep stopping? Why does it keep stopping on this one? Well, you got to realize that the only way that you're going to make that body transformation, the only way that you're going to look the way you want to look is you're going to have to perform the way you want to look. In a nutshell, to look like you're in great shape, you're going to have to be in great shape. I know it's a no-brainer moment for some people, but let me elaborate. Let's talk about strength if you want to get better at that. So, an example, if you're first starting out, lifting 10 pounds is heavy, or is going to be heavy for you. But after a period of time, it's not that heavy anymore. So you need to challenge yourself. If you take a look at the physiques that you idolize, take a look at the people that you want to look like that have those bodies that you look at on Instagram, on any Pinterest, on any form of social media, they're lifting more than 10 pounds. They're lifting quite a bit of weight. In fact, if you're probably putting it relative to their body weight, most likely most of them are squatting at least 80 to 100%, if not more, of their body weight for reps. They're deadlifting at least 80% of their body weight, or if not more, for reps. So look at it that way. They're getting stronger in that regard. They were able to do push-ups on the ground. They're able to do a few pull-ups. And when you take a look at an individual who couldn't do that, and over the course of time they can do that, what do you think their muscles and their body is going to look like? Let's take a look at the other thing we talked about, which is becoming faster. So explosive style work is important. You can sometimes call it interval training, HIIT training, whatever you want to kind of baseline this on. Example, let's say that your 500-meter row time in the very beginning was a 2:20. Well, you're going to get some results, but if you can get your 500-meter down row time to under 2 minutes, you're going to notice that you're going to look a little different. What about if you're able to start running a sprint? Let's say you're going to run a 50-yard sprint, preferably on a soccer field, a football field, doesn't matter, a track, and you can run 9 sprints. Well, all right, how do you think your body's going to look if you can run 19 sprints? Very different. The same principle goes for running a mile. So let's say if you can run a mile, or you can't run a mile, and guys, I'm picking a mile, there's many things that you can choose from when it comes down to speed work, and let's say you run a mile, and your original mile time was 13 minutes. Well, what do you think your body's going to look like if you got that mile time in under 8 minutes? Let's even talk endurance. Now, endurance for us here is different. We're not talking 10Ks. We're not talking half marathons or marathons. We're talking 5Ks and less. We're talking things around 30 minutes. But let's imagine you decide to jog a 5K or even row a 5K. Let's say you decide to jog a 5K and your first time was 35 minutes. What do you think you're going to look like if you can get that 5K in under 28 minutes? Any of those examples I stated that when you can improve yourself upon by a significant amount, you're going to notice your body's going to look significantly different. So the whole point of all of this is if you focus on those three things in not every workout, but at least each week, you're focusing on strength at least 3 to 4 times a week. You're having some kind of speed training twice a week in the form of whether it's sprinting on a bike, sprinting on a rower, whether it's a pool, whether it's even rollerblading. I had a client that's what we did for cardio because running hurt his knees too much, so he did a lot of rollerblading. I will say this, that guy had amazing thighs at the end of it. Goodness gracious. In fact, you know, the person on the side note who has got ridiculous legs is a speed cyclist. You ever seen a speed cyclist's thighs? Person that can put out an immense amount of power in less than 30 seconds. Holy crap, those things are probably the most well-developed proportion legs I've ever seen. But my point is, you also notice they're actually pretty lean people too. But back to the point, you focus on strength 3 to 4 times a week, you have some kind of speed training twice a week, and then you have some kind of long-range endurance work, 5Ks in that area, and you do that once, maybe twice a week as well. What you'll notice is each week, if you focus on improving upon that, becoming a little doing a little better with your speed work, becoming a little faster with your endurance work, lifting a little bit more, your body is going to change. And it's going to change fast. It changes radically fast when you start doing that. So for that beginner, for those of you that are watching that right now, and you're in your first 4 weeks and you're going, crap, you know, I've gotten better, but I don't look any way I want to look. Well, the thing is you're going to have to do even better than you're better. You're going to have to keep going forward. And that's what you're going to want to focus on. So it's not to say that what you're doing is not great, because again, every person that you look on social media that has the physique you idolize, they all were beginners. They all started somewhere. So take a look at them and keep progressing forward. Keep getting better. Keep getting fitter, because I can assure you, if you want to look fit, you're going to have to get fit. And for those people that are just starting out, focus on that first. Be lifting more, being faster, going a little longer. Focus on that, and I can assure you that transformation right there will happen much more. That transformation is going to happen much quicker than you ever thought possible. So again, guys, this is Travis Merritt with the Rowlett Transformation Center. If you got any comments or questions, hey, put them in the comment section below. I'll be more than happy to answer in any way, shape, form that I can. But in the meantime, everyone, take care, have amazing workouts, even better meals, and I look forward to chatting with all of you tomorrow.